Vita is pretty bad, and Sarah Jane sucks. But Rhoda Penmark is genuinely the worst. And this is another movie that had to make some changes for the Hays Code. We'll get into it. At first glance, Rhoda is the sweetest little girl you'd ever see. And to her parents, Kenneth and Christine, she is. Kenneth has to go off to the military, but Rhoda's a good girl, so she'll be just fine with her mom, Christine. However, as cute and sweet as she is, Rhoda is a little bit upset that she lost a penmanship competition to Claude Daigle. But, it's fine. So the next day, there's a school picnic at the lake, and of course, Rhoda goes with her school. Christine hears over the radio that Claude Daigle drowned in the lake, and so she's really worried about Rhoda and how she might be feeling at this time. Apparently, she's fine. She's just fine. Just dandy. So Christine goes to talk to Rhoda's teacher and finds out that not only was she seen trying to snatch Claude's penmanship medal, because she was all about that penmanship. I don't know what it was. But she was trying to take that medal, and she was the last person that was seen with Claude going towards the lake. She's also, they don't want her to come back to the school after this year is over, because she's a lot. So they're going to have to find another school for Rhoda. Then Claude's parents show up and basically cuss Christine the feck out. Now, Claude's mama is drunk, and they are both very distraught over the death of their son, but they know Christine gotta know something. Christine swears she don't, but they know Christine knows something. She doesn't. Not yet. So Christine goes into Rhoda's room, and guess what she finds? The damn penmanship medal. But guess what Rhoda says? Oh, Claude gave it to me because he said he thought I deserved it. Oh, okay, Rhoda. In a strange turn of events, after having a very uncomfortable conversation about mental health disorders with Monica Breedlove earlier, Christine's dad shows up and basically tells her that she's actually adopted and her birth mom was actually a serial killer. So there might be some serial killerness in her blood, but that's okay because it's not like nature, it's nurture. So if you don't nurture serial killerness into people, they don't become serial killers. But also she should probably know that she got some of that in her DNA. Okay. Now the little boy Claude was found with some crescent-shaped marks in his head, and they couldn't figure out what the marks were. So imagine Christine's surprise when she finds Rhoda taking her shoes with crescent-shaped metal on it made to make her shoes sound like tap shoes, taking those shoes down to the incinerator to burn them. So now Rhoda admits that not only did she kill Claude Daigle, but she also killed their old neighbor from Wichita, Kansas by making her slip on some ice so she could get something from her. So the handyman LeRoy has kind of a weird relationship with Rhoda. He kind of acts like he's her age, like he's kind of mentally set back a little bit. So he teases Rhoda a lot, to the point that Christine has to tell LeRoy to leave Rhoda alone. But this particular day, LeRoy starts teasing Rhoda about what's happened to Claude and sort of insinuating that maybe she did it and he'll find the stick that she used. Then he notices that she hasn't been wearing her tap shoes lately and says that he knows that that's probably how she did it, and even claims that he knows that she burned her shoes. She flips out on him and she's like, don't say that. You better not say that. And he starts teasing her, talking about her being in a pink or blue electric chair for kids, like all this stuff. So she freaks out. Now, LeRoy be playing, but he don't be playing, So he ends up going to the incinerator and actually does find her shoes. And so now he knows she did it, but he's too scared to do anything because he knows she's kind of crazy too. Now, Rhoda is very fond of their upstairs neighbor, Monica Breedlove, and she often takes Rhoda just to hang out and do things during the day to take her away from Christine, for a little bit, just to take her off her hands. Now, Rhoda ends up going with Monica at some point, but on her way out, she grabs a handful of matches and her mom tells her to put them all down. She does put them down, except for 2. When she leaves, Claude's mom comes back and is saying that she's been asking everybody questions and she's figured out that Rhoda did it, but she doesn't have proof, she doesn't have evidence, but she just knows, and she needs Christine to just verify it. And of course, Christine ain't gonna tell on her daughter, but the girl, she drunk, she tired, she just need to know what happened to her son, you know what I'm saying? But her husband ends up coming and getting her once again and taking her to leave. Once Rhoda and Monica come back, Monica says that she ended up letting Rhoda go get some ice cream. Rhoda comes back and starts playing a song on the piano. And at first she's playing it at normal speed. And she starts playing it faster, 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 and faster. All of a sudden, they can hear the screams of someone outside the window. In the cellar, LeRoy is locked in the cellar. And the cellar is burning. He can't get out. They're banging on the cellar, trying to break the door down, trying to break in. Because he was sleeping on a pile of hay pretty much. They cannot break into the cellar to save him, and LeRoy dies. All while Rhoda is playing this song at breakneck speed at this point. And Christine screams and tells her to stop playing this song. And it's pretty much just about to beat the mess out of Rhoda. And Monica has to grab her and restrain her because she's about to kill this girl. That night, Christine gets Rhoda to admit that she also killed LeRoy with those matches. But of course, she blames LeRoy and said he shouldn't have been threatening me with the police and all that mess. Like, that's his fault. So, Christine had gotten some sleeping pills from Monica just to help her rest a little bit, relax. She took them sleeping pills and smushed them up and gave them all to Rhoda so that she would hopefully catch a long, permanent good night. And then, after that, went to the room and got the revolver that her husband had gotten for the house and shot herself in the head. Woke up 2 days later. Christine is alive, and so is Rhoda. So, Christine's husband comes back. They talk. They say they're going to get through it, and all seemingly well that ends well. Except for the fact that Christine had told Rhoda that she took the medal and put it back by the pier. As long as they couldn't find the medal, they were going to keep accusing Rhoda. But once they find the medal, it's maybe not Rhoda's fault. So she put the medal back by the pier so that it could be found. Rhoda really wants that damn medal. So she goes back to get the medal from the pier. She is out in a thunderstorm trying to get this damn medal out of the water. She should have probably just focused on math or some other subject because penmanship obviously wasn't it. She got struck by lightning. The pier got struck by lightning. Rhoda is gone. But in case child death is a little bit too dark of an ending for you, they did a little roll call at the end where everybody came out and Christine did what she should have did to Rhoda in the first place. Beat that ass. The end. Now, in the source material, Christine dies and Rhoda lives. But the good old motion picture production code says that Rhoda has to pay for her crimes some way. And because she done offed at least 4 different people. And there is no child jail. So there's only one way for her to pay for her crime. The girl got to die. But if Rhoda dies at the hands of her mother, as was originally planned, now Christine has also committed a crime. And she'll have to pay for that crime. And she didn't do anything wrong. She's literally just trying to solve the problem. So who can do it? Who's able to commit this crime to off this child? Has to be a natural act. So we use a lightning bolt. Perfect. 10 out of 10.